Hi all, and welcome to my channel, Fred Makes Things. Today we're doing our yearly Sewers Club review video. This video is going to be broken up into 4 parts. Part 1 is what is Sewers Club. Part 2 is the projects from this past year with an honorable mention to 2021, or a brief mention of 2021. Part 3 are my top 3 projects, my bottom 3 projects from this year. And then part 4 is going to be my overall thoughts and opinions, and my sign off for this video. This video is going to be pretty long, I'm guessing, because that's just how I roll, I guess. So timestamps are on the screen for you if you want to just jump to a certain section of the video. But because this is going to be like a fairly large video, let's just jump right into it. Let's just talk part 1. So part 1, what is Sewers Club? Sewers Club is a monthly subscription box where for about $35 a month, I would say, you get everything you need to complete one sewing project. That's the fabric, the pattern, the thread, any like snaps or clips or zippers that you might need, the interfacing or fusible fleece, all of those things that are required to complete one sewing project are in the box. Sometimes you also get like bonus or alternative patterns as well, just to kind of help you with your skill levels and things like that. And then for an additional around $10 a month, you can also get a bonus add-on Notion. These things can be like scissors or sewing tools that can help you complete the project, but are not necessary for said project. Like the bonus add-on will never be required to complete a project. They're always kind of just fun things that you can get. If you're curious about what the Notions have been for the last 2 years and my thoughts on them, I posted a video, I want to say a couple of weeks ago, discussing the Notions add-ons. They're in a card here for you if you want to click to that, or they will be on the end screen for you, or maybe in the description box if I remember. I never remember to put videos in the description box, but maybe, we'll see. So yeah, that's what Sewers Club is. Little like tidbits to know about Sewers Club before we get into what the projects are, or like things that I'd like you to know about Sewers Club. What's really cool about Sewers Club is that they do give you, a lot of the times they give you bonus items as well. These can be always thread. Thread is always considered a bonus item, but they can also be fun tools and things to help you with your sewing as well. Sometimes they're extra fat quarters, sometimes they're extra like sewing gadgets and things like chalk or other like little bits and bobs. I can't think of anything off the top of my head suddenly, but there's a lot of like really great things that the bonuses are, and they are included with your box. So you don't have to pay any extra money for them, they just come. Sometimes they're bonus patterns, bonus bonuses, just fun bonuses. So you get thread and other things. Not every box every month has a bunch of bonus items, but every time they consider thread a bonus item, so you always have thread. And then sometimes some other fun little treats as well. The other thing I want to say is that the shipping for Sewers Club is usually really good. They make it a mission to ship everything out usually on the 28th of the previous month. So for for February's box, they will send it out November 28th. They will like generate the shipping label for you and your like tracking stuff. And then usually you get your box within a week of that. So I try to do these videos, like unboxing videos, the first Wednesday of every month. And for the most part, I can because of when they ship them out. They're always really, really good with shipping. I can't say anything about their customer service because I've never needed it, but I would assume that their customer service is also pretty great. And then finally, they also do bonus videos for you, not bonus videos, but video tutorials for you as well. So if you're not great at reading instructions, or you like the visual aid and someone walking you through the project, their video tutorials are really, really good, and they're included with your subscription. So with every with every box that you get, you can see this section right here that's covered up with every pattern. This here is your link to your video tutorial, or you can find them in your subscription page on, or in somewhere in your account too when you're on it. I think they've moved the tab recently because I've been having a hard time finding the video tutorials. But they do have them, and they're really, really good. I highly recommend watching the video tutorials. If there's any other kinds of things I want to discuss about the general idea of Sewers Club, I'll try to include that at the end. But I think that's the basics, right? Monthly subscription. Oh, actually, one last thing. They also have a retail store. So if you if there's a certain pattern that you want, but you don't want to buy the box, you can buy it out of their retail store. They also have a physical location in Ontario. I cannot remember where. I want to say Mississauga, but I'll pop up where the city that their location is, and the company that they're affiliated with. I want to say it's Owl Bee Sewing, but I'm not sure. So that stuff's up on the screen for you as well. Yeah, so their retail store has patterns. They also have a wide range of fabrics. If you saw my, I did a stash. What did I do? I did some sort of video. I think I talked about what came in my October and November stash builders, and also my Black Friday haul. I think that was a video as well. I can't quite remember, but yeah, so they have a really good store. They have really good prices, really beautiful quality fabrics. They have, I really, really like Sewers Club's fabrics, like the quality and the styling of them. I think they're really cool. But yeah, so let's get into, let's do a quick roundup of this, and then we'll get into part 2. So to recap, Sewers Club is a monthly subscription box that includes everything you need to make one project. They have Notions add-ons and often have bonus items as well in the boxes, so that you have a really fun experience with them. They have a physical location somewhere in Ontario, Canada, and they have really, really great shipping rates and really beautiful quality fabric. Big fan of shipping times and really beautiful quality fabric. So really, really big fan of Sewers Club in general. I just want to get that out of the way before talking about the projects, because I fear that this might be a little bit of a negative, well, not negative, but not as positive of a opinion on this year's projects. So let's jump into part 2 real quickly, and then, real quick, this is going to be the longest part, I think. Jump into part 2 and discuss this month's project, or this year's project. So I'm not going to go into full detail. I'm just going to show you them and whether or not I like them or didn't like them. We're going to start with November 2021, because I don't think that the final 2 months of any subscription box is really given its full weight until you've used it for a while. I think that for all projects, that you don't really know for sure whether or not you like something until you've had some time to use it. So I'm going back to November with the double foldable oven mitt, and December with the double-sided zipper pouch. This double foldable oven mitt, here's a photo of it for you. I cannot show it to you in real life because it is in the laundry, and nobody needs to see the usage that I get out of it. But I absolutely love this oven mitt. I use it all the time, and it hangs on my oven you know, oven handle thing. It's always there. It gets washed and gets put right back there. And then the double-sided zipper pouch, if you saw 2 weeks ago's video, you will know that I've recently remade this. I absolutely love it. I use it all the time, especially for traveling. It is buried in a pile of things. Let's see if I can get to it. It's right here. I really like it. Like I said, I use it all the time. So big fan of these two. They're not going to be in my top 3 or bottom 3 just because they are from last year, but they're definitely really high on my list of enjoyable items. And I just wanted to mention that first so that you know that last year's stuff was pretty good. All right, let's get into this year's things. We're gonna start at the top of this pile. I have them mostly in order of when I made them, but they might not be precise. I might have a month off or so. And if I do, that will be corrected up here on the page for you. So we'll start right here with this month's December's project. It was this wine bottle gift bag. Colors are absolutely beautiful. Not sure if I'll ever really use a wine bag, but it's really nice to have. So this was this month's project. November's project, here's a photo because it's too big to fit onto my table, my filming area for today, was this flying butterfly pillowcase. This was a very this was a fairly easy project. This one was a bit more difficult because it required piecing things together in like a quiltering kind of fashion. Like I've started calling it piecework. If it has a special name, let me know. I really liked this case. It wasn't as terrible as I thought it would be, but yeah, pretty cool. It's sitting on my couch in my living room. This was a bonus item. Ooh, this is out of order. All of these are out of order. Yikes. That's what I get for talking to my husband about them. All right. So then this was October's project. It came with as a reversible peekaboo book bag, and also this bonus fabric corner bookmark. The bag is right here. It's large enough to fit 2 hardcovers on the inside. Right, it's like a nice size bag on the inside, and it's reversible and has these pockets on the outside, 2 on one side, 2 on the other, and it has this really interesting strap detail that I like. Really big fan of this bag, really enjoy it. Haven't really used it yet, but I'm really excited to have it. Yeah, and then like I said, I'll pop up a picture of the bookmarks, but I cannot find them for this video. I've seen them floating around, but no idea where they are. But these bookmarks were a bonus project, and they came together really, really quickly. I really like them. Next, September's project was this secret pocket fabric basket. I did all the steps that they suggested. So there's like a pocket here, right? 2 pockets here with a split in the center, and then there's a zipper on the back. It was a bit of a fussy project, but kind of fun. This, I'm not sure where the organizer is. I'll pop up a picture of it for you. This was the bonus project from this month. I made it. I really like it. I liked it enough that I made a bunch of them as possible Christmas gifts for this year. So big fan of this guy, and it was the a bonus project for this. Then we had the adjustable Bottle Buddy and Patchwork Cozy Cup Carrier. This was the official pattern for August, the Cozy Cup Carrier. This was like an alternative pattern that if you didn't want to make the cup carrier, you can make this Bottle Buddy instead. I almost had enough fabric included that I could make both. Here they are. Here's the Cozy Cup Carrier. And here's the Bottle Buddy. The bottle, like your water bottle, just slides right inside, and then you can tie it up if you like. So I almost had enough, like I had enough fabric to do the exterior. And then actually it looks like I had enough to do the interior as well. None of these are, yeah, it looks like I had enough to do all of it. I thought that I had to do some sort of replacement. Oh, I did. I had to do the handles as a replacement because I didn't have quite enough fabric for the handles. But I had enough fabric other than that to do both pieces, which was really cool. Then we've got the Swimmers round bag and the Poolside crossover bag. And I will say that this was the most difficult project of the year. Definitely for someone a little bit more advanced in their sewing skills. If you weren't comfortable tackling this, then there was the Poolside crossover bag, which was a bit easier, a bit more simple and straightforward. Here's the crossover bag. It feels like there's something inside of it. Oh, there's my mask. So we have like a receipt inside of it, and apparently the mask I've been looking for. So yeah, here's the interior, here's the exterior. I had to use a coordinating fabric I already had because I didn't have enough of the stripe that came with it, so I had to use this, but here's the alternative pattern. And then here's the original pattern. It's a little beat up. The interior is a mess. And then here's the other side and your handle. I like the shape of this guy. I thought he was really cool. But he was a bit difficult. Honestly, like I said, he was the hardest project I had this year. Then we have this Fruit Teapot Cozy and Mug Rugs. The mug rugs have gotten a lot of use. They're a little stained because I spilled turmeric tea on them. On that one. This one, yeah, it's stained too. I'm not sure what stained it. But I've got these two and this guy. This one was my first time trying applique work. And I'd give myself like a 7.5 on it. Then we have the linen double pocket side bag. I got like this is this guy here, right? It has like this lovely little pocket on this side, and then it has this pocket on top, right? Which is just big enough to hold my phone, my back. That comes with a strap. It's really cool. I really love the fabric on this guy. So for all of these, every month, at the very end of this video is going to be a playlist for you. And all of these projects are going to be listed on that playlist. And then we have this Lady Lavender apron. It's a good sized apron. I'm not sure if he's going to fit all the way on here. Really beautiful fabric. I love this, like, they called it saffron. I love this color. It's very similar actually to, let's see how similar, where's that scrap that I threw? Yeah, it's very similar in color. Kind of, no, not really. Never mind. Yeah, so it has 3 pockets. It's a bit beat up because it's been sitting in a drawer, right? It has like a back layer and a front layer, has these pockets and this really pretty golden kind of colored or saffron kind of colored strap. Kind of really pretty. It's a really pretty apron. Now we have this reversible grocery bag. I love this thing. I remade this a bunch for Christmas. Right, the handles are kind of beat up because I've been using it so much. Right, the interior is the same as the exterior. Folds up really nicely. The fabric is beautiful, right? It's made out of batik. It's been washed like 2 or 3 times and it's still like holding its shape really, really well. So big fan of this guy. Then we have the Snap and Go fabric clutch, this little wallet guy with this kind of like green, nature-y kind of fabric. You've got butterflies and then this coordinating stripy, foresty kind of feeling, right? It's a nice little wallet. You've got like your main holder, right? You've got like your change area, another like holder, and then you have room for 2 cards, like you've got 2 card section. So it's pretty complicated. And then you also have like this flap on the back as well to hold more things. It's a pretty interesting wallet. I don't usually use things like this, and these aren't really my colors, but there you go. And then I also added a little handmade take to it. I got a few handmade takes this year, but this is the only project that I used a handmade take on. And then we started the year with this wine bottle bag with gift card pocket. Here's the gift card pocket right here. I really like the subtlety of this fabric, right? So you have a fun pocket here, you have a handle, and then you have your interior. This one had you do a round bottom, which was really cool. And that's how we ended the year. So those are the 12 projects of this year with bonus projects. So when you count with the bonus or alternative patterns, you've got 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 projects from this year because there was no bonuses after this. Yeah, 16 projects from this year that I made with Sewers Club. We're not talking about the project or the pattern reviews from previous years or the project revisits, just specifically this year's projects. And then the 2 like honorable mentions of last year's. So yeah, that was the 12 projects of Sewers Club this year. Now let's get into top 3 and bottom 3. So I don't have like a set top 3, bottom 3 kind of scenario. I'm going to show you some top ones and I'm going to show you some bottom ones. But I'll make it more clear in the next part, like what's happening with this. Or maybe it'll be clear in this one. I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure how I'm going to word this or what exactly I'm going to say. So I'm going to say that I have like I have 2 very favorite projects, and then I have 2 that could be my top 3rd, and then I also have like an honorable mention that if it was included in this year would definitely be sitting in the top 3. So let's talk number 1 favorite project of this year, hands down, by far. And you might already have an idea of what this is if you've been watching enough of the Sewers Club content, but that's this guy here, the reversible shopping bag. I remade this. I made 4 more of these as Christmas presents. That video's in the Sewers Club playlist as well. But I love this bag. I use it all the time. It's the bag that I carry in my purse now for when I'm out and about shopping. Not 100% awesome for lots of groceries or anything, but if I'm running into Michael's or like Joann Fabrics or like a quick run into like the grocery store to pick up a couple of things, this is really great. Like I've said before, I washed it a few times. I use it all the time. Like it literally lives inside of my purse. It's really good for Dollar Tree runs, like things like that, right? Like not major shopping runs, but like grabbing a few quick items. This thing is amazing. I love it. It is by far my top, one of my top projects of the year. It's probably one of my favorites of the last 2 years, to be honest with you. I absolutely love this guy. Number 2 is not the teapot cozy. I've never used this at all. I don't even have a teapot that will fit this, but it's kind of cool to have, and I do kind of keep it like out on display in my kitchen, but I don't really use it. These guys though, I use all of the time. One of them sits in my office, the other one sits in my living room. As you can see, it has like some staining and stuff on it. But I love them. I love the size. I can put a hot drink and a cold drink on here or whatever, or like my bowl of ice cream to sit on here, things like that. I absolutely love these. I love them so much that I made a whole bunch of them for Christmas presents as well. So these two here are definitely my top 2. Then it's a toss-up between this bag, because I really like the idea and shape and size of this bag, and this alternative bag from July. I really like the size of this bag. It fits my wallet, so I was using it this summer quite a bit. But because it's not like an official project bag, and it's not like, I have other bags from other years that I like more, that's why I'm not sure if it's a top 3. And like, I really like this, and it's small enough too that I think that it can fold up and live in a purse as well, that it might be like a really good like carry around bag as well. So I'm not sure which one of these would become part of my top 3, but if I had to choose a top 3, it would definitely be one of these 2. Luckily, I'm the master of this channel, so I can decide. And honorable mentions goes to this reversible bag. I really like it, and I use it for traveling all of the time. I don't travel much, but when I do, this is really great. Or the oven mitt. I use that oven mitt on like almost a daily basis, definitely on a weekly basis. So if I did choose a top 3, including last year's, it would be the oven mitt, the reversible bag, and the mug rugs. Those are my 3 top ones. Absolutely love them. Love all 3 of them. And now my bottom 3 are, again, a bit of a toss-up. One is 100% bottom one. Then the other are a bit up in the air. I have a hard time with bottom ones because like someone put a lot of thought and effort into these. And just because it's something that may not be for me doesn't mean it's not for someone else. And so, I don't know. I don't like to be negative about things like this that like someone had to think about and put a pattern together for and stuff, right? Like it's not just like some sort of like computer generated, AI generated thing. Someone took the time and effort to pick the fabrics, pick the pattern, put it all together, right? Put it in this box. So, but my number one thing that I did not like from this year was these ones, the Bottle Buddy and the cup holder. I've never used them. I'll try next year, or I'll try to. Like, they do fit. They do act as a good replacement for these things, I would think, but I've honestly never thought about putting this, keeping this in my car for this purpose. It's actually, yeah, it fits my cold drinks or my Frappuccino thing better than this. Right? So, like, it's a good idea. This, like, we were discussing, I think, in the comments after I posted this video about how for people who go on walks and stuff and don't want to carry a purse and don't have a pocket large enough for their water bottle, this would be really good to have. And that's a really good idea for it. And maybe, again, maybe next year if I go on walks, I'll have it. But as a Sewers Club project, these two are my least favorite, right? And they came in the same box, so they get lumped together as a single project in my mind. The other thing too is that if it was just this or this as a Sewers Club project, I probably would have been extremely disappointed because they're both really simple. And I don't think worth the price of the box. having both of them together makes it more of like of a better value for me. So there is that. And then my second lowest one is this guy here. There was a lot wrong with this project. I think it came out okay. It does not fit in my car the way that I want it to. I think the fabric is beautiful, but it doesn't sit in my car where I want it to. I am going, like, I do have it kind of hanging near my desk, and in the new year when I try to finalize my desk setup, it's probably going to have a home and hold things. But it was such a fussy pattern to make, and then the instructions left out the fact that you needed to like pay attention for directionality when cutting out your like interior and stuff. I just don't think that this was like a very good project, to be honest. I don't know if I'll make it again, I'm not sure, but it is definitely like bottom 2. And then my third one is kind of like a combination, and it's these wine bottle bags. And this is my problem with wine bottle bags. Like, I can see picking them up at the dollar store or like for a couple of bucks because you're giving them away, right, along with a bottle of wine. But with like the amount of effort and cost it is to like make these, like, would you really want to just give it away after that? Like maybe to a close friend or something like that. But in general, like, I think it would look really cute, but it's just this and a bottle of wine. Like, when I give a bottle of wine, I don't give like a $10 bottle of wine, right? I give like a fairly decent priced bottle, and then this is a fairly decent priced project. So it, to me, it's just, I don't know, like, you don't need wine bottle bags at home, and they just, to me, they may feel like a bit of an awkward gift. My other thing too is that I have a bit of a problem that out of my 12 months of Sewers Club this year, 2 months were wine bottle bags. It's different when like 2 months is like a purse or a bag or something like that, because they're always a little bit different. Like, I would say the same thing if I got like the mug rugs, and then I got like another month and it was like placemats, and then I had another month and it was like a table runner or something. But then I'd be like, well, 3 months of these are all for the same kind of purpose, and like, I'm not a big fan of that idea. But specifically 2 months having a wine bottle bag, to me, is just not very great, not very exciting. So yeah, those are my top 3, 4 kind of projects, my bottom 3 projects, 3, 4 kind of projects. Let me know if you have different opinions on these. I'd be really curious to know. I'm going to do a couple of really quick category things too that just occurred to me. Okay, and quickly, I just want to discuss difficulty levels too. Sewers Club usually gives you like a bunch of like really like fairly easy projects, a couple of fairly difficult projects, and some like medium projects for different levels of sewer. This year is no different. Like, I feel like there's quite a few like medium style level issues. This one I would say is a bit more difficult. These would be easier, things like that. This year was no exception. There was the, I would say there's 4 really like fussy, difficult style projects. That would be this guy here, the swimmer's round bag, the cushion, and this wallet thing. And that's just based on all of the steps that come with it. Medium level difficulty would be like these 2 wine bottle bags, this bag here. This is difficult. This doesn't count. This is like, I would say this is medium difficulty just because some of the steps. This is easy. This is easy. This is medium as well. What else? Oh, and then this I would say is medium. So this year we have 1, 2, 3 projects that were pretty easy and straightforward and great, I would say, for beginners. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 projects that were a bit more difficult, and then we had 5 projects that I would say would be more medium. So like a nice range of difficulty. By far, though, this round bag was the hardest bag of the year. 100%, the round bag was the hardest bag, and this reversible bag was probably the easiest. So yeah, let's talk final thoughts and sign off. I'm just gonna lay out a few of these so you have something to look at. Do those because they're right there. Actually, this one too. Okay, so let's talk my opinions on this year's Sewers Club, part 4. Final thoughts, I guess, and sign off. This year's projects were like a little more difficult for me to enjoy. I didn't really like, I wasn't really excited for the majority of these projects. I was really excited for this reversible bag. I really like this guy. I really like this swimmer's round bag. Like, I was excited for these kinds of projects, but I was really not enthused with like the apron, the little linen bag, the wine bottle gift bags, these guys. I would say, honestly, there's 4 projects this year that I was really excited for. These 3 and the mug rugs. And most of the other ones I was like, oh, okay. I say in most subscription boxes, and especially in Sewers Club, you don't have to always like the project, but they can always give you like some sort of like skill or something that you learn. And that's one of the reasons that I continue to get them. Like, I usually really like the fabric, and I really kind of like some of the things that I learn while making them. They help me like in other aspects of sewing, right, and kind of understanding how to put things together. But project wise, just talking about projects, getting them in, I must say that last year, Sewers Club 2021's season year of boxes, I feel were a lot better than this year's season year of boxes. If this was the year that I was getting these, I don't know if I'd want to continue getting them or not. I'm one of those people, though, that is always like, ooh, I may not like this, but I might like next month, so I continue to get them. That's how I feel about Cat Lady too. I'm not sure if Cat Lady this year was worth it or not. I'm positive that Sewers Club is, because Sewers Club is like I want to say $33 a month or something like that, as opposed to Cat Lady that's $43. And in Sewers Club, I have a lot more enjoyment making these than I do sometimes with like unboxings. So it based solely on which projects I got. I don't know if I'm as enthused about this year as I was about last year. Making the items, again, like this thing I nearly gave up on completely. Not sure. Like, for an experienced sewer, I'm not sure if all of these projects would have spoken to you. And like I said, not every project needs to speak to you, but like far more projects this year didn't interest me than did. And that kind of makes me a little sad. I'm still going to continue getting these boxes because I enjoy unboxing them and seeing what's inside, and I do enjoy sewing. So all of those things are a plus for me. And so I'll continue getting them. Like, that's not an issue. But I'm just a little less happy about these ones than I was about last year's ones. The other thing I want to say too is that I don't know if what's going on at Sewers Club in general, but some of their instructions have been a bit off. It started with that hidden pocket one from September, and not discussing how like the template needs to be reversed so that you can have like your insides match properly. They continued that with this guy here, and not discussing how like this these hearts are on the directional side, so you needed to pay attention when cutting these and sewing these so that the direction matches. And then even in December's box, there was some confusion about some of the sewing instructions, and how I had to go back to the video instructions to understand what is going on. So I'm not sure what exactly is going on at Sewers Club and some of their proofreading and planning, but there's been some blips this year in the instructions that there hasn't been in the past. I still really like their patterns and their instructions, and like I said, always watch the instructional videos. But I've had to be more careful when preparing to do these things, just to make sure I don't make those kinds of mistakes. And if I were a person just getting started in sewing, I think that some of those blips would cause a little bit more issue. So if you're thinking of giving this box, I know that this is like way too late for Christmas talk, but if you're thinking of giving this box as like a gift to someone, like a birthday present or a whatever present, just especially if they're new to sewing, just be mindful to just let them know that they definitely need to read the instructions through first, which I never do, and to definitely watch the video tutorial so that maybe some of those blips that have been happening can get caught first. And if you're there with them or you're around when they're doing it, give them suggestions on what might be happening too. Same thing for yourself. Like, I try to point out the issues in the instructions. So if you check out my review videos or my review things, I try to point out those issues. Those videos are always posted 2 weeks after the box comes. So I might be able to help you. I might not, who knows. But that's just something to keep in mind, is that sometimes the instructions on the patterns have been like a little bit off. But yeah, so I don't know. I guess my opinion on this year's Sewers Club is a bit wishy-washy. I'm sorry about that. I would never tell you to buy or not to buy anything. That's not really my shtick. But I would say just be a bit mindful, I guess, when you're thinking of picking things like this up. But yeah, I think that's it. So what do you think about Sewers Club? What have you thought about this year's projects? Have you been getting Sewers Club this year, or have you just been watching my videos to see whether or not you like them? I've seen that that's become something that people have been doing. Would you be buying any of these patterns separately on your own? If there's one pattern that I would recommend from Sewers Club this year to pick up, it would be this reversible bag, because I'm just a big fan of it. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you thought about this year's projects. And did you have a favorite? And did you have uses for some of these things that I didn't? It's always interesting to hear some other people's takes. Like that linen bag, I really didn't like, but I had a few people say, oh, this would be perfect because this is all that I ever carry sometimes. And it's like, well, yeah, like if you're going to use a bag like for it, then that's great for you, right? So let me know in the comments what you thought about these bags. And with that, I'm going to say, subscribe if you want to see more sewing content in the new year. Sewing videos are every single Wednesday. Unboxings are always the first. Sewers Club unboxings always try to be the very first Wednesday of the month. If not, then the second Wednesday, just depending on when that Wednesday falls, right? But anyway, with all that being said, I'm going to say thank you so much for watching, and I will talk with you again soon.